guys, it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee here on YouTube, and today we're here at a local grocery store in Austin called In.gredients, and we're going to take you along with us grocery shopping. They have a lot of bulk things, a lot of bulk spices, pastas, and all those sort of things, so we can get our groceries here without creating any waste, like produce bags and boxes that you would typically find in a regular store. So you're going to go with us today? Come on! In.gredients is a small grocery store nestled into the east side of Austin, Texas. They're more like a farmer's market with regular grocery store hours, and their three guiding principles are zero waste, local food, and community. So don't forget to bring your reusable containers when you're headed to In.gredients. And once you get there, you can head right to the tare station to weigh your reusable containers so that you will be able to subtract the weight of them from whatever you decide to purchase that day. This is very common practice for many grocery stores that allow you to bring your own containers. You'll be able to know the weight of them once and for all when you need to use them. So remember, you can do this not just at In.gredients but at your local grocery stores too. But for In.gredients specifically, they have almost everything you could think of that you would need to create a zero waste recipe. From all of the spices, to the produce, to the regular pastas and rices that you need, you name it, they have it for you. Like I mentioned before, zero waste is only one part of In.gredients' mission, and another part of it is community and sustainable agriculture. In.gredients states that they try to source at least 90% of their produce from local farmers who believe in sustainable practices. As you may or may not know, local food is not only better for the environment, but also for the community as well. This really helps In.gredients stay connected to their community by bringing local food to the community. And if that doesn't sound awesome enough just in and of itself, In.gredients is also committed to being non-GMO, so they do not have any GMOs in their store. One thing that I think is really important to keep in mind when you're shopping locally and zero waste is that sometimes things can be a little bit more pricey, but that's because they're not taking the shortcuts that a lot of these bigger corporations and larger farmers do by using pesticides, GMOs, and really unsustainable farming practices. So it just kind of depends from time to time if you're able to make the justification to spend a little more to buy things that are more sustainably sourced. Personally, I thought In.gredients prices were up to par with the other competitors in my area that have produce and things like they do. All in all, it's a perfect situation for me. I even found some pretty cool stuff other than food. That's right, those are soap nuts. You might remember that from some of my other videos. The last thing you need to do is make sure all of your containers are marked with a code so that the clerk knows what to ring you up for. Okay guys, so in honor of my newly decluttered bedroom, I'm so proud of it, to be honest with you. I decided to move it in here to do a haul, which, first of all, it's weird that I'm doing a haul of food to begin with. That's definitely different than anything else I've done. But not only that, I didn't feel like it was right to sit in my regular setting to haul the food, but the lighting in my kitchen area is absolutely horrendous, so food haul in my bedroom. Mixing it up. So you're going to see a lot of the things that I use to go zero waste grocery shopping while I'm showing you all this stuff. And my last video was me showing you my zero waste grocery shopping essentials, so if you haven't seen that, you can go check that out. And my next video is going to be of what I make, my zero waste meal that I make using all of the stuff that I'm about to show you. So as I'm going through all the stuff that I got, I want you guys to leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think I'm going to make with all of this, okay? So keep that in mind as we're going through this. Okay, so the first thing I got is some pasta. Now, if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you know that Madison and I eat vegan at home, so this meal will be vegan. You can also keep that in mind. But we also did a month where we only ate food from a dumpster. We ate freegan, which is another way to be zero waste, and maybe we'll be incorporating some of that this month. But our biggest struggle was that we couldn't find pasta. So of course, the number one thing that I have to have when I'm making food is pasta. The next things I got from the bulk section were some spices. Well, they're from the bulk section, and I guess they're essentially spices. So I got some sea salt that I can ground in my little sea salt grinder. And I got some sun-dried tomatoes. I love sun-dried tomatoes. Madison loves using just the, like, if you buy them in jars with the oil, she loves using that to cook, like, basically everything with. Like, she replaces olive oil with the, I guess it's olive oil, but it's sun-dried tomato infused basically. But we got some of those, and then we got some red chili pepper flakes, and I again showed these in my zero waste grocery shopping essentials video, but these are magnetic, so they don't take up any space on my countertops, which I love. So you can check these in the link below, and you can also go check out my other video if you want. Next thing I have here is some mushrooms, and they've been in the fridge, so they're all cold now, but basically we just put them in this jar. It's just some mushrooms. I think these are button. They're like button mushrooms. I don't know what kind they are. They're just the typical ones that we always buy, but we didn't buy them in foam packaging this time. That's something that's really interesting about this whole month of zero waste, is there are so many things that I used to think, oh, there's no way I can get that without packaging, and I just had to suck it up. And I've always hated that. Like, every time I have to throw something away, I really have hated it. And I didn't ever think that there would be a place I could go and get zero waste mushrooms, but it just took a little bit of, you know, I guess actively thinking about it. Alright, and then moving into more of the produce part of it, I put all my produce in these produce bags. A lot of times actually I just skip bags altogether, and I don't even take like reusables. I just put it in my cart and then put it in my general grocery shopping bag. But this time I put them in these little produce bags, so if you're sketched out about just putting it in your cart, then you can get some of these. I'll link them below, and like I said, if you want to see all of my zero waste grocery shopping essentials, that video will be linked at the end of this video, as well as in the cards, as well as in the description box. But in this bag I just got some zucchini. I think I got 4 of them, but I don't know if we'll use all 4 for this recipe, but zucchinis are a really good way to kind of like beef up your vegan meals. So here they are. I'm not the biggest fan of zucchini, but I am trying to train myself to like it. So we're gonna eat it. Other produce includes basil, which is sitting in this jar because if you put it in water and you leave that inside your fridge, it's supposed to help keep it fresher longer. Although basil never keeps. I don't ever know how you're supposed to keep it, honestly. I always mess it up. So I'm gonna try and go ahead and cook my meal with all this stuff like right after this video because I don't want it to get messed up. But yeah, so we got a sprig set of basil. I don't know what you call this. We got some more essentials like onion and garlic. These are 2 things that my house always has multiples of because it goes in almost everything we eat. Then this bag is full of tomatoes, if you can see in there. Yeah, there you go. So these actually came in plastic cartons when I was shopping, but I figured it would be better to buy them local than to buy them not from the place where I was shopping, right? But then we went outside and I was doing some other shots of the place, and I realized, oh, I could probably just dump these into one of my produce bags and give the plastic cartons back to them and they could recycle them. So I said, hey, if I give these back to you, can you give them back to the farm? And they were like, yes, we'd be happy to do that. So that's just another example of maybe just another level of consciousness, not just giving in and thinking, oh, I have to buy these like this, maybe thinking, what can I do with it? So that was really cool. And then the last thing that I got for this meal, well, this is like a side to the meal, so don't let that trip you up when you're guessing what I'm making with all of this, but they were able to give me bread in a bag. Now, I think that you can get this at most grocery stores. They have bulk breads. No, that's not true. Just at the grocery store I typically shop at, they have bread outside of bags, but I've never thought to like bring my own produce bag and put my bread in it. So you guys, these are just, I'll take it out. I don't know why I'm doing that. So this is just a baguette, and it has 2 halves in here in this bag, and it was just really cool. I don't know why I thought this was like the coolest thing to put my bread in a produce bag, because I've just, I guess growing up I was so used to buying bread in those plastic bags off of the shelves, and I've never gotten used to buying bulk bread. But the truth is that the ingredients in here are going to be much better for you, and it's just really cool that I didn't have to create any waste to get this bread to my house. So that's it for the things that I got for the meal, and then I got 2 other things that I just want to show you guys really quickly. The first thing is this bleaching alternative. It said bleach alternative, and it was made out of something that was much better for you and for the environment. So I got this to maybe try to do a couple of DIYs. I've done a bleaching DIY in the past where I tried to use like vitamin C, and it worked. It worked pretty well, but I'm always looking for new things to try out. So if you want to see me try to do some sort of DIY with this bleach alternative, let me know. And then the last thing I got, which I was really happy to get this, Tippy, who I think, yeah, just entered the frame back here, he's been having some stomach problems lately, and I think it's his food, which makes me really upset because I don't know what's wrong with his food, but I've heard that grains can be an issue for cats. So I got this cat food. It is grain free and it's made with really good ingredients, and I switched him to this food, and since he hasn't been throwing up nearly as much, so that's really, really good. And I think it's also really cool that I was able to get his cat food in a zero waste container, because most things that pet food come in, most of the bags, are not recyclable. They're made up of some real weird stuff, y'all, and I hate that. I've always hated that, but again, another thing that I just thought that I had to suck up and do. And with just another level of consciousness of this month, I'm realizing that that is not true. And so I've been getting some requests to do eco-friendly pet videos. So I don't know about pets in general, but I know about how to be more eco-friendly with a cat. So if you guys want to see that video, leave a comment down below with that as well. But with this, that is going to conclude this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, my next video is going to be me cooking with all of the things that I showed you in this haul. So don't forget to leave your guesses down below as to what that will be. And I will see you guys later on this week. Remember, until next time, create the